Hi crafty friends, it's Sheree. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to my channel. I'm continuing on with my cleaning and crafting of my craft room. So I'm trying to clean things up, and also as I'm putting things away, uh, if I don't have to put them away, I just go ahead and use them. So this is a little notebook, or I guess you could call it a journal, that I took apart. It just had these pages in them, and that's why I opened it up, so I could go ahead and use these pretty pink pages. They have pink lines on them, and then they have this little decoration around the border. This was given to me as a gift from a coworker. So, I've had it actually for 2 or 3 years probably. Yeah, it was from a former job. We're still good friends, but with my former coworker. But I've been at my new job for almost 2 years now. It'll be 2 years in August, so it's been that long that she gave me this when I worked with her. Anyway, so I have a stack of things that I am sorting through, and I put aside, as I was sorting through things to put them away, I put aside to make this into a little journal. So I could use the cover like this. I don't want to just put it away. I don't want to waste it. I want to just go ahead and use it. It actually kind of has almost a little spine. The pages were sewn in before, just kind of, so you can see kind of all the holes there from the previous stitches. But what I want to do now is, I could use it and make it the same size, but I kind of want to make it a little different, just for the fun of it. So I think what I'm going to do is score. This is a pretty thick cardstock. It's got a pretty inside already, so I don't have to cover it with anything. It's thick, like I said, so I feel like it's very sturdy. So I'm going to go and make a little, I want it to be about maybe right by that little heart right there. I want to make a little fold, but in order to make it a really nice fold, I'm going to score it. So I have my scoreboard out here. So we're just going to get busy. See if I can make a little score here. There we go. And I want to make one on the back too, because I think this will be cute to kind of reconstruct this cover. Okay, I want to make sure I don't punch through here, make extra lines like I just almost did. I need to just stop doing that. Okay, and now I need to do it on the other side. So I'm going to make a little mark right here somehow. Let's see. I don't want to make a permanent mark. Let me see if I can. It didn't go through. Well, I didn't. Let me see if I can actually kind of almost go through. Can I go through and make a mark on that other page? I don't want to go through the paper, of course, but oh, it did make a little mark there, but I didn't go through the paper. Okay, good. That's what I wanted. Yes, I know, dangerous. I'm living dangerously. It could have gone right through the paper, but yep, it worked. It worked out. Don't worry. Okay, so I'm making a score line here. And again, I don't want to go through, but this is really thick. This was a nice little, I don't know where she got this little notebook, but she gave it to me for, we used to exchange, when I worked there, we would exchange gifts for Christmas and each other's birthdays. Okay, so there we go. That's what I had in mind. Cute, right? I think I'm going to go, this is such thick cardstock, I could glue it down. It would be just fine with Fabri-Tac, but I have some light blue thread in my sewing machine right now. And if you can see the colors on here, there's some light blue in these little flowers. So I think a little light blue thread on here would look really cute. And then I'll have built-in tuck spots already, so I won't have to add pockets. So I'm going to go sew those down real quick, and I'll come back and show you how it looks, and then we'll proceed on from there. So just 1 second. Okay, my friends, I'm back. That was fun. So here's my little stitches. Oops. Piece of thread I forgot to cut off. Or I tried to cut it off and it didn't cut off. Just 1 second. Let me get that. It's going to bug me. Okay. So yes, here's the stitches you can see right here. Blue, light blue. Here's how the cover looks now. And we've got our little tuck spots there. You know, here's the stitching, front and back. So, as I was coming back to my, I could just leave it like this, but I also left these little pieces of ephemera out here that I thought, well, if I can use them in this journal, that would be great, So I'll leave them out here and won't put them away yet. And there's two with colors here that kind of would go with this journal. This one, I would round the corners if I use this one. Or this one, and this one has more of the colors in it. This has pinks. This has a lot of colors in it. You probably are just like pink when you see this, but it really has a lot of colors. First, it has 2 shades of pink, or maybe 2 or 3 shades of pink. It has light blue, it has green, it has this gold, it has like a yellowish, greenish color here. There's even some red, a red heart down here. That little, bluish or turquoise-ish, some gray, white, of course. So anyway, my point is that a lot of those colors are in this little journaling card. So I think I'm going to put this right here. I think that'll be cute. So yeah, I just wanted to reconstruct this cover and make it into a little journal. And I will tell you the size of it now that we've made it smaller. So yeah, and also, this could be an idea if you have a little notebook that someone has given you, and it's kind of like, it's nice, you think it's pretty, but, you almost wish it was more than it is, or you wish it was more like a junk journal or a journal that, the type we like with all the variety of things that we like in them. This could be a little idea or inspiration for you. So there we go. There's that one. Have fun and chill out. And this is a little ice cream cart on a bike. I just watched a movie where the guy was ice cream. It's like a love story, type of movie. I watched on, where did I watch that? I think I watched it on YouTube. You know how they have TV and movies on YouTube. I think I actually watched it on YouTube. But anyway, that was a few weeks ago. But anyway, it's so cute. I just love that little cart. So there we go. It matches perfectly. Now I could leave the back blank, or I could put this other one back here as just a little decoration and leave this one maybe open as a pocket. Let's round the corners. This one says good vibes on it. I'm thinking I could put this one down here, down low. Let me make sure there's nothing else here, because there's a couple other pieces that I didn't just look through. So let me go through real quick, because this one has the pink banner like wrapped around this pineapple. This one has all the colors. That's cute. Summer is here. I kind of don't know if I want to attach that to the back. That's cute. That's another summer one. This is cute. It's a little, I like this one a lot, but I might put this one on the inside somewhere. And this one's really pretty too. It's gorgeous, but I think it kind of doesn't really go with the vibe. These flowers don't go with these flowers. So I think this might be the best choice. Go ahead and put this down as a pocket. And I think I'm going to put it down so it opens that way. Let me think about that for a second. I don't think I'm going to put anything on the spine. This is the original spine. But I still could if I put something small on there. We'll see. I could change my mind about that still. We'll see. I probably won't. I wasn't thinking I would put anything, so I probably won't. Okay. I just want to decide about the pocket, how it's going to open. I think, actually, you know what? I think I'm going to put glue here and here and leave it open like this so it's more accessible, because if I did put it all the way around, it's going to be just a smaller space there. So here and here. And I just set this up. I should be upside down. I don't know if I'm going to get any glue out of here right now. And if I don't, I have a new one ready to go. I just kind of wanted to use this one first. But I don't want to take a lot of time dealing with this one. So this will go back in its little cradle. Here, a little box here I have. Here's another one. I have 2 over there right now. Let's see if we can use this. Let's see if there's anything left in this one. Oh, there is some, and it's ready to come out. Okay, so here and here, I just want to make sure where I'm putting it. And I want it to be a thin line still, even though we're just putting it on 2 sides, the bottom and this one side. And I'm going to put that upside down in a second. So I want this one at the bottom. So we're just going to make this journal a little notebook. Before it was more like a notebook. And now we're going to make it into a journal. Yeah, I know you want to explode, don't you? Did you hear that? Trying to volcano on me. Okay, that's going back in the box upside down. In case we need it again. Okay, I just want to, I got a little bit of glue on my hands and I don't want to get it right here in my finger. I don't want to get it all over the place. Okay, where glue doesn't belong. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's that. Now I want to go ahead, I wouldn't mind going ahead and putting a couple pieces of the original paper in here. So let's get that ready. And the rest of them I will save for other future journals. So these are going to go in here. Of course, they're too big now. Let me grab my paper cutter. And we will cut them down a little bit. I mean, I could put them in there because we haven't reduced the length, but I like a little leeway. So I'm going to cut it down just a tiny bit. I don't really want to cut off any of this, so just a tiny sliver, maybe on each end. Tiny sliver, just to give me a little leeway, and I'll feel better about, you know, making sure I don't go over the top or the bottom of the cover. Okay, there's one sliver, and then one more sliver down here. Okay, see, just a little tiny bit. Just tiny sliver. Okay, and now we're going to put them in here. See how I have leeway now? A little bit of space there and a little bit of space there. Okay, and then I'm going to go ahead and fold these in. And these can be little flip outs, so we won't have to make any scraps or trash. By cutting this part off, we'll just fold it in, front and back. And again, trying to leave a little leeway so I don't put it right out to the edge of the new cover. And of course I'm going to separate those. I'll separate them now, and they'll be separated more as I add more pages in here. So there's 1 and there's 2. And I only need I'll probably only put about 8 more papers in here because I don't want to get it too stuffed full, and then whoever ends up with it won't have room for their own goodies if I put too much in there myself. So I'm going to measure it for you. I just wanted to tell you what the size is now that we've restructured it. It's a little under, if you can see that, 4 inches wide. So it's a little under, one little notch under. And then the length is 7. It's like 1/8 of an inch shorter than 7.5 inches. That's kind of a weird way to describe it, I know, but I'm just telling you. We might as well just say 7.5 inches, right? So anyway, you get the picture. So the other papers I left out that were already out here and that I am trying to use before I put them away are, let's see, oh, I didn't look at these. I have these out here too. Oh, that's cute. Oh my goodness, don't even show me that right now. Okay. All right, so the next paper I have out, this is a paper I was experimenting with. It's a junk mail envelope, and I covered it with this is wrapping paper. And this was probably in my scrapbooks and I probably got this at work or in the mail at home. And I said, let me see what this would look like on a junk mail envelope, and there you go. But now I want to cut it down and make it a page in here. So I'm thinking this could be, it's going to have to be cut down for the width but this could be a nice pocket here. And then I wouldn't, again, I'm always trying not to make scraps. So this could be a nice pocket. And I just want to see, I need a little bit of glue there, or I can do my little triangular pocket thing that I like to do. Let's do that, and then I won't have to worry about, probably won't have to worry about gluing this paper down. It should be all nice and glued down. Yeah, it is. Okay, so now we have a pocket. Now we need to worry about the length. Not worry about it, but just do something about it. See, it's too wide, so I need to cut off a good 1/2 inch. So I'm going to go ahead and cut the length. So I'll have, and these colors, you know, go, I think they go with this cover and this journal. So there we go. Okay. And this, well, this could actually be a good starter page. So we'll put it right there for now. We'll see what happens. Yeah, those pages might have to be folded a little bit different. They're already starting to protrude out, but anyway, it would open up like that, and that is pretty. Okay, and so I think there's not going to be any problem with this being too wide. So let's go ahead and glue these down. This is just papery, really. It's thick paper. It's pretty thick paper, and you got this nice security pattern on the inside. The back part's kind of plain right now, but we might put something there later. But right now, let's go ahead and glue it down. I'm just going to use some art glitter glue and glue these pockets down. So we're just going to see, I'm just going to use the papers for today. Just use the papers I have out here. See how many pages I get, and then go from there. Like if I need more paper, if I need more paper, I will do another video. Well, I'll do another video anyway because I got to decorate. I'll decorate and put ephemera in here. But for right now, we're just going to see how many pages we can get out of what we have here. And I'm going to wait to see where these pages end up before I restructure the fold. So we've got 3 papers. I need 7 more papers. So what I have out here is, that we haven't used, is I have a ledger paper out here. So we tested this in another video where we tested it and folded it and to see if it was see if it was strong enough to use for a page, and it was. It folded nicely and did not crack or anything like that, so that's why I'm going to go ahead and use this in here. It's beautiful old ledger paper, and I do not really want to waste any of this. Oh, I think the width is going to be perfect, and we'll see about the length here. I hope the width is perfect and I don't have to cut any off. Okay, the length is too long, and I really don't want to make a pocket, so I will cut this off, but I will use it on something else, like a tag or a journal card, or I would really like to use it somewhere in this journal, so I'll leave it out here, that piece there, and we'll go ahead and put this in here as a page. And there was a date on one of these, yeah, 1947, this old ledger paper. It's got pink and blue lines, really gorgeous. So that is in there. And I have 2 of those. So, yeah, let's go ahead and use both of these. Look at, there's a number right there. Isn't that cool? So we're going to fold this one in half too. Yeah, when I'm folding it, it's not cracking or trying to crack at all. So that's what we decided in the last video when I folded it. It was like, I folded it, I pulled on it and everything, and it was like, wow, this is amazingly strong paper for as old as it is. Okay, so another little cut here. This will look beautiful in a collage tag. Okay, so that one, I don't like the same papers right next to each other, so I'll put this one here. Beautiful. It has really beautiful handwriting on it too. Let me get rid of some of these little pieces here that I don't need hanging out here on my desk. Little slivers. I need to empty my trash today. I need to empty my trash today. Okay, so I think that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're halfway there. So the other papers I have out here are some manuscript paper. Let's put 2 of those. I've got some that are I got a couple left that are written on here with some music notes. I'll use one written on one and one one blank one. I was gonna say non-written, but one blank one. And let's see how wide these are. I don't know if I'm gonna need to cut these down a little bit. I'm gonna need to cut these down a little bit. So this one. So the notes end right here. Let's cut that, like about right there. Little sliver there. Now let's see if that's good. I think I'm going to have to cut a little bit more. Yeah, a little bit more. So over here, I'm going to go ahead and cut up to right there. There's a little kind of where he or she, whoever did this musical writing here, started writing the little musical score. So let's see. Yes, that will be perfect now. Okay. So we only had to cut a couple slivers. So I need this one the same size. So let's, well, pretty much the same size. It would probably be fine. So I'm going to follow that one with a fold right there. Hopefully that will be good. And what I can do, we'll see how this one comes out actually. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cut that off there. Let me see. Well, let me go ahead and cut off and then I'll see how it fits in there. It's about 1/2 inch that I'm cutting off. And I don't know if that was straight, so I'm going to make one more sliver cut there. Make sure I have a nice straight line. Perfecto. I think that's a little bit narrower, which is fine. Okay, so we've got this pretty wrapping paper. Let's put a blank, well, this is blank on one side actually, and the notes on the other side, so that's interesting. And then we have the ledger, and we have the paper from the original notebook. Then, let's see, then we'll put another another manuscript, and then another like that, okay. Well, these are too close together. So these are definitely going to have to be refolded. The pages from the original notebook, they're sticking out now. Okay, so we had 2 of those out of here. So let's put that to the side. We have 2 from the original notebook. So now what I have is these pages I left out here from this flower book. Let's see. So how many do we have in here so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 more. But I don't think I would put 3, but I'll put two of these in here. And then I'm going to need to grab another paper probably. So let's see. Let's see what we have. I just saw, well, this is a pretty pink flower here. Where does that go? That goes with this paper here. This is what's on the other side of that one. And this has a beautiful blues and pinks on it. I think I might want to go with this one. Let's fold this in. Before we fold it, because it's definitely going to be too wide. See how wide that is? We'll fold it this way. And let me cut this extra blank space off the bottom here. extra blank space off the top of, we're going to focus on this side, as you can see. And then let's fold it this way. I haven't made a crease yet. I want to see how close we are to getting to our size we need. Okay, so this is a really thick cardstock, this book, the paper and pages from this book, by the way. So I'm going to need to cut a little bit more. So I'm going to cut off the bottom because I want to keep, like I said, I'm focusing on this side and I want to keep these flowers. If I cut this top part off, that would just not be right. So I'm going to cut another about 1/2 inch off of here, off the bottom. And now let's try it again. I think I'm going to make this my middle center page. Okay, let's see if that's going to be about right. It's almost there. I need another little sliver just to make sure it's not too wide. This is what you got to do. Okay, there we go. That's going to be good. I know it. I just know it. You could score this if you wanted to make a nice straight line, but this is folding okay. I've used this before. This page is from this book, and it has never cracked on me or anything like that, even though it's really thick cardstock, and it is a vintage book. But I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom here because it's too long. And there we go. So let's see. Oh, I wanted it folded actually this way. And I'm going to put it in the middle here. This will be the middle of our signature. So you open up to this pretty page. Okay, let's get the other. I got to get rid of this. It's all in my way now. Okay, so I have this one with a little pink flower. I just kind of want to make sure the next page is red. I mean, I could use any of these, and I could use that. I just want to see real quick if I could, if there's anything like with pink and blue like that one. There's so many pages in here. It's a little hard to look through on video and be quick about it, but I'll see what I can do. This is pretty here. Let's see what's on the other side. So I would have to cut off a lot of this flower here, just like I did on the other one. But that is a really pretty overall flower there. And it's pink. We could go with a blue flower, if there is one. Pink or blue, or, all the colors that we saw. I don't want anything like, I don't know, I don't want anything like that with the more deeper, richer colors. I feel like we need a lighter color to go with this cover. See, like that would be too dark. Oh, this is pretty interesting. But it has those dark purples, which would be okay, but that one might be more appropriate. Let's see. Let me just kind of flip here and see if anything grabs me without taking time to go through every page. Yep, I think I'm going to go with that one. Okay. I think we're going to go with this one. I like the flower taking up more space there. So again, let's start off by cutting down to the flower here, this like empty white space at the top. And then I'm going to cut a good inch off the bottom. And then I know I had to, it was too long. It's really only about 1/2 inch too long. So let me cut a little bit off of each side here. A little bit off of here, and then see where we're at. Okay, so the length, I just need a sliver maybe off the length which is this way. So a little bit of a sliver off this side. Oops. Hold on, I want to make sure it's straight. It doesn't look straight to me. Okay. And then this way is a little bit too wide. So that means a little bit more off the bottom. So I'm not cutting any more off the top. So about a 1/2 inch off the bottom, I would say at least. Okay. All right, let's hope for the best here. Let's see if that's gonna do it for us. Ooh, I just need a little bit more. It's gonna be like, if I leave it where it is now, it goes right to the edge, and I don't like that. I need my leeway. I need my leeway. All right, this should do it. Yep, I think so. Yep, I got my leeway. Just barely, though. I really should cut off a little bit more, but I think I'm going to try it like this. Okay, let's make our fold. Make our fold. Okay, I hope it works. So we have one flower there, so this one needs to go like in the middle here. You know, kind of far away from that one. And then these, okay, nothing's sticking out except for our original pages from this. Oops, wait a minute. Yeah, what is this? That's our middle page. Shoot, I think that's sticking out a little bit. Well, let's go one at a time. The first page that is sticking out is right here. Shoot. Hold on. Let me see how I want this in here. I think I want it like this. This is the page we just did. I want to make sure if it is sticking out or not. I don't think I had it in there right. Okay, so no, I don't think it is sticking out. Either way, okay. I didn't have it in there right. I had it weird, I think, anyway. So now, what is this? Oh, it is that. No, this is our middle page. Okay, so this needs a tiny sliver off of it, which I don't think will. I'm going to try not to really cut off anything, but just cut off a tiny sliver. All right, we did it. We had to do it. See, it doesn't even matter. It's still beautiful. Okay, now let's see. So now it's the original paper. This one, this side here is sticking out. So we're going to make a new little fold, and I do this all the time, so it's not a big deal to refold your paper. It's all right. It all works out in the end. Just refold it a little bit. This is a flip out. I like all my papers inside my cover. If you don't care if your papers stick out of your cover, then there you go. Okay, everything's inside the front cover. And the front cover and the back cover is the same, so nothing should be sticking out the back either. Okay, I think we're good. Once we sew it in, this one right here, did we just refold that one? No, we didn't refold this one. But it's not sticking out when I open it. When I close it, I think it'll be all right once I get it sewn in and everything's like really tucked into the fold here. Yeah, let me see. That's good. And yeah, that's what I need to do. I need to sew it in. But how many pages do we end up with? I think we have 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And we do not have to have a 10th. I think I'm going to leave it because everything's tucked in and it's fine. So let me grab my sewing thread and see what I'm going to sew it with, and we'll go ahead and sew this little journal together. I'll be right back. Okay, my friends, I'm going to use this golden cord for the thread. I've used it on tags and things like that, but I've never used it to sew a journal together before, so I'm really excited about this. So first of all, we're going to make sure everything is where we want it. It really is. There is one thing I wanted to use in here. Let's just take a little breath here. I kind of wanted to use some of this. So where could I use it? Are you thinking what I'm thinking? We could use it right here. Remember that I said this was kind of plain and maybe we'll cover it up later? We could cover it up with this, and then this could be a pocket in here. So what I'm going to do is, before we bind it, I kind of wanted to go ahead and bind it and not make this video too long, but I want to, this is just a little special touch that we need to just go ahead and do, because I put this out here from my scrap box. This wasn't something I had. Did I have this out here? No, it was in my scrap box. And I thought, I think I could do something with this in this journal. So I think I will. I think I had already put it in my scrap box, but I have used it recently in the last couple of journals, but I had already put it away in my scrap box. So technically it should have been still out here, but I had already put it away. So there it is. I cut it down to the size of that page. Now I'm going to go over to my sewing machine and sew this on here so that it opens right here. So I'll be right back and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so are you excited as I am? This is so cute. Here's our pocket on our security envelope, which should have ended up in the mail, but I kept it, and we covered it with wrapping paper. We covered it with this kind of, it was a 12 by 12 acetate kind of plasticky. It's more plasticky than acetate. I got it at a thrift store. It was in between a bunch of scrapbook paper, and I found it in there, and I've been using it in the last couple of journals, and it's really cool if you've never worked with any of it. Anyway, you just saw me cut it down. I used my light blue thread that was already in my sewing machine, sewed it around it there so it's sewn on. So we have a little pocket now. Here's what it looks like on the inside. I sewed here, here's stitching here, and stitching across of this pocket. It did not, hinder our pocket really in any way. There's a little sewing right here, but that doesn't bother our pocket. So we're going to put it back where it was now. And we have a little pocket right there. Isn't that adorable? A little special touch, right? And so, yeah, that's what it looks like in the back now instead of that plain white envelope that we had before. Okay, now we're going to sew it in. Now we can go with our finishing of the sewing. So I just want to make sure all of these are in the right position, upright, all that kind of stuff. It looks good. So, yeah, everything is inside the bottom, inside the top. So, and I'm pushing it down into the fold. And then I'm going to put my paper clips on here. My paper clips, I was keeping them separate all this time. And last time I put things away, I was like, I'm just going to paper clip these right to my little needle package that I always keep my needle in so I don't lose it. It's just the original needle package. But I keep this one needle that came with it actually says 5 on there. It came with 5 needles, so the rest of them are in somewhere else. But I keep my one special needle that I like to use in there so that I don't lose it. So let's go ahead and punch our holes. Go ahead and punch our holes. I kind of like to move this out of the way because I know it makes a big black kind of space there in the frame. So I kind of like to move that out of the way when I can. So let's do that. Plus then it gives me a little bit more room. Okay, so we're going to punch our hole. I'm going to do a 3 pamphlet stitch. Easiest stitch you can do to sew in a journal, pages, signature, whatever. And no need to measure on this type of signature. Just punch a hole in the middle, punch one on either end, about 1 inch from the top and 1 inch from the bottom. Just make sure you're going through your fold and not off to the side when you punch through. And then I'm going to get my gold cord. This is going to be so pretty. Remember there's gold in the flowers here on the front of this cover. I'm going to do 3 lengths. 1, 2, 3, and a little bit of extra just for good measure. And we'll get my favorite little needle here and see if this will fit through here. If it doesn't, I'll get my needle threader. Most things fit through here, but this is pretty thick and it's like kind of wanting to come apart. It kind of wanted to come, it kind of wants to come apart at the end there. Like I said, I never used it to bind a journal before. I've only used it on tags, I believe. So there we go. See, it goes right through that way. And here's the top and here's the bottom. I like to do the top first. I don't know, it's just I think I've always done it that way, so now I have to do it that way. I've never just gone to the bottom. Once you get your kind of way you do it, you just always do it that way. So, oh, be careful not to poke yourself. I tried to poke myself, but I didn't. It's all right. All right. And I like to make this nice and tight. It looks tight. Okay, and then I always pull this up so I don't pierce, when I'm going back through here, so I don't pierce through my thread or whatever I'm using. Okay, so you can see that at this point, you can, if you've never done this before, you can pull on the outside and pull on the inside and make sure this is nice and tight or taut. And then go through your bottom hole. And I know you've seen different ways of doing this, and I learned this from Lindsay, from Lindsay at Nevermore Creations. So I tried different ways, and I like this way the best, so that's just the way I do it. And I'll tie a double knot here for safety and security. Okay. And I might put a couple of charms on here, so I'm going to leave this. I'm kind of starting to do it a little different. I used to just make them shorter so the charms would be inside the cover, but now I'm kind of liking them a little longer, where I don't like anything hanging from the bottom, but it can hang up the top. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to hang up the bottom, so I'm going to leave most of this here. Maybe cut it about right here. And that'll be plenty, and then if I need to cut any more off when I put something on here, I will. But right now, we're going to end here, and here's what she looks like. Now, isn't that better than what we started with? If you look back at the beginning, here's our gold. Isn't that pretty? And see, there's our gold flowers. Well, you can kind of see, you can see it in the light. If I see, there's gold around on the front and the back. Isn't that pretty with the gold thread? I really love it. So here's our pockets here. So I'll put some ephemera in here, probably some decorations. And if I don't do it on video, I'll come back with just a flip through, but I might do it on video. We'll see. It just depends on what I'm doing. But I'm doing a little flip through the pages so you can see how pretty it turned out, how adorable, and how much better than what we started with, the plain notebook with just some, every page is the same. Now it's a fun little journal, isn't it? So stay tuned for the next stage of this cutie pie, and I'll see you then. Everybody have a great day.